Welcome to the Terrence K. Williams Show. Y'all, I am excited because I have my brother from another mother and America's real Superman, Dean Cain.
I'll take that. That's a heck of an That's a good introduction. I'll stay with it.
Superman.
Yes, sir.
Can you save us right now?
Oh, my
This country
goodness.
is in shambles. Can you please save America?
If I could, trust me, I would. I wouldn't want to have to involve any violence, but some people need to be moved from one place to another.
No,
That's all
you
I'm
are
saying.
the man of steel. Put that S on your chest and move people where they need to be moved. Dude.
It's a really weird time. It's
Yeah.
It's actually it's terrifying. As
Yeah.
a person who studied history and looked at how societies have changed and what's going on, it's a terrifying time. The things that are going on, be it the COVID stuff and the pandemic stuff and the lockdowns and the losing of constitutional rights. I mean, the slow shaving down. You know, you can't say the wrong thing. The being censored.
Yeah.
Have you been censored, my friend? Has that ever happened to you?
Of course.
I know.
Of course. Censored,
It's crazy.
Censored, suspended. Have you been suspended on social media?
Never been suspended, but I've had tons of reports against me.
What kind of reports?
Where they're like,
received?
we've got a complaint against you for this. We got a complaint here. For some reason, I get a bunch of them from Germany all the time. Like the German.
All the German complaints
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Twitter.
Well, X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, X,
Yeah.
formerly known as Twitter. But I've never been suspended. But I've had plenty of. I mean,
Yeah.
I literally have. I could have a stack of papers for how many times this happened, because people just want you to not. It's all about diversity and tolerance, but not diversity of opinion.
Right.
And that's perhaps the most important of them all.
Right. Now, so you've been really outspoken, and a lot of people in Hollywood who've, I don't consider you just, man, you Dean Cain. I don't like saying Dean Cain is Hollywood. Like, you're not Hollywood. Like, you've done movies in Hollywood, but you are not Hollywood.
No.
You're not Hollywood. Those people are a little different.
I moved out of Hollywood.
You moved out of Hollywood. Now, let's say today you've been really outspoken, and let's say at this point right now, you never had a Superman role, and you were auditioning for your first time to be Superman. Do you think you'll get the role?
No, not a chance. No way.
Why not?
Because someone's going to say no. Look at the things she said here. How hateful.
Yeah.
Women should compete against women in women's sports. What a hateful bigot. What a horrible person, especially as a former professional athlete, for having an opinion, like that. Oh my God, absolutely not. It's exactly how it should be. But yeah, I wouldn't get the role. There's no way, because I don't match up with the current, political will of those who are in power. And so that people would absolutely, and listen, my positions, as far as I'm concerned, political positions and otherwise social positions, are just common sense.
Yeah.
But if you go against the zeitgeist, or you go against the power people, no way I get that role. There's just no way. I was playing Supergirl's dad on Supergirl.
But you wasn't playing Supergirl.
Nope, I wasn't. I see what you did there. I got you. All right, I would have got that role. I had better shot to
You
get that
would've
role.
got the Supergirl
Yeah,
role.
I mean, but they were trying to get me thrown off the show. People on Twitter were trying to get me thrown off the show because they didn't like my political opinions.
Like, what was it that you said that
literally-
pissed people off that much where they did not want you to get a movie role?
It could be anything. I don't even know. But the things that I say, I think are common sense. We need a secure border. Every country in the world has to have a secure border, so you know who's coming and what goods and people are coming in out of your country. If you want to control that, that's how you have a sovereign country.
Yeah.
Things like that. Just simple, honest to goodness, straightforward things that people go, "Oh, you are a hateful bigot. You don't like Mexicans." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I speak fluent Spanish. I'm in Mexico all the time."
Say something in Spanish.
¿Qué
right
quieres
now.
oír? Sí.
Oh,
¿Qué-
nacho taco.
Nacho taco. Pero la madre de mi hijo es de España, entonces hablo.
¿Cómo estás?
Sorry, I clapped on this, but that was
Yeah.
funny. I do that when I laugh a little bit. I get that
Yeah.
clap in there.
Also, you one of those laughers where you
I'm a
clap.
laugher.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what happens. You say something like that. We need a secure border, and then it's, oh, you hate brown people. I'm like, what are you talking? The mother of my child is a Spanish woman. I
Right.
mean, like, what are you talking about? It's just insane stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that gets people losing their mind. Earlier, we were just sort of chatting beforehand. And I'm Japanese. My given name is Tanaka, and people were accusing me of hiding my Japaneseness until it
Why
was.
you been hiding your Japanese?
Yeah. Under my jeans.
Yeah.
No, it's the weirdest thing. So people just say stuff like that,
Yeah.
which is insane. But it's constant. I mean, I know
Yeah.
you've dealt with it a ton.
Yeah.
And it's madness, and that stuff needs to stop.
Yeah.
But in some countries, it's even worse than
People
here.
people would say, Terrence, you need to stop. You need to start. You need to stop acting white. You black. You are black. You need to, like, I know I'm black. Like, I can't hide my blackness. I mean, you can't hide being black. I am black.
And acting
Yeah.
white. What does that even
Yeah,
mean?
what is acting white?
I don't
Stop
know.
acting white. You whitewash. What is whitewash?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Man,
What is whitewash?
It ain't that because this is
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Asian, so I
Yeah.
can't whitewash you. It's just the weirdest thing. I don't know. It's just that I hear it all the time.
But
You look
I
at
did
someone-
not know that you were Japanese.
Yeah, well, some people did, some people didn't. I don't
Yeah.
make a thing out of it unless they ask me, and I'll say,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, my biological father was half Japanese. I never knew him. He wasn't the kind of man that I would want to emulate as a father, as a husband, as a human being. The sort of things he did weren't things that I'd be proud of, and he didn't raise me.
This show is sponsored by Noble Gold, the first sponsor to believe in me. Thank you, Noble Gold. Y'all, the US dollar is losing value every single day. It's called inflation. And the Biden administration isn't doing anything about it. They don't care. And from now and through the next election, they still won't care. The current government, the Biden administration, these people can print as much money as they want. That means the value of your dollar and my dollar is in trouble, and so is your future. So make sure you protect the money you already have. People, please protect your money. Invest in Noble Gold. Invest in gold. Gold protects against rising inflation, recession, and will protect your retirement, which is really important. Noble Gold can help you invest in gold. Contact them now and you'll get a 24 karat gold standard coin for free. And I love free, okay? And but anyways, people, call Noble Gold now at 877-646-5347 and mention my name or click the link in the description. Noble Gold, the only gold company for you. Yeah.
So I was raised by another man who was my not my adoptive father, who has been the greatest influence in my life. I named my son after him.
Yeah.
But that didn't. People asked me about it. I would talk about it, but I didn't start my career by going, "This is the whole deal." I mean, it's things that come out about you. And it's funny. My dad gave me advice when I first started acting. He said, "Don't give them too much information. Like, keep the mystery, because they'll use things against you. Anything. They're going to start up. They're going to love you when you first start, and they're going to build you up. And then as soon as they want to, they decide, they just start tearing you down." This was, 30 years ago. He told me this,
Yeah.
and now it's, man, they'll tear you down in 5 minutes. It all is sort of, the time frame is squished together.
It's crazy how people root for you to make it and be successful. And then some of those people, once you become successful, they're mad. And like, hold on, I thought you were rooting for me,
I'm one of those guys that
Yeah.
roots.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to be hugely, gigantically successful. You do it, and I don't, you Equalizer 5. It's you.
Yeah.
I love Denzel. He's my favorite actor. I don't mean that you're going to get out Denzel. You stay in as long as you want to, but say it's you. I will root for you. When George Clooney, blew up on Dusk to Dawn or whatever he was doing, ER. I was so happy for him.
Yeah.
I root for my friends and people that I know to do well.
Right.
I used to say that was a genuinely American trait. My ex-girlfriend was British, and she said, what they do over in Britain is, someone achieves huge success and everybody's like, ooh, oh no. Now they start rooting against them. And she was
It's
like, I
so-
love about
it's so
Americans
weird.
that you guys Americans go, I want to be like that. I want to emulate that. But that's changing now, and I think that's a
is.
horrible idea.
Yeah. I was reading a message thread, this lady who was a big fan, and I started from the top. She was like, "Oh, Terrence, I wish you so much success. Oh, I like the fact, that you overcame all the things like that you've been through, and I hope that your pancake business, I really hope that it is very, very successful one day." Then I get a message, Terrence,
Same lady.
Same lady. Same lady.
A little bit
she
later.
said, please don't forget where you came from. Please don't forget where you came from. And I didn't, she was messaging me. I just missed, I get thousands of messages. She said, you
got
know.
mad because you didn't respond.
I respond. She said, don't forget where you came from. And you are not that important, you know. And also, like, I love the pancakes, but I've had enough of you promoting your pancakes. Well, how am I supposed to? Do you tell Coca-Cola to stop promoting their Diet Cokes?
Heck no.
Do you tell McDonald's to stop promoting? Like, I have a food business. I have to promote.
That's what you do.
I have to do it.
Somebody hadn't seen it and wasn't aware of it, and they'll catch one of the new.
I can't afford a TV commercial, so I have to put it on social media.
That's as good and or better sometimes.
But now I'm forgetting where I come from.
No.
And now you're saying that I'm all about money now because I am promoting my pancakes.
That's-
No, I'm trying to keep my business alive.
That's what happens, though.
But it's weird, though. I'm like, how did you? That was a total
worse.
360.
It gets worse. It gets worse, and it happens all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't wish that upon anybody. I wish everybody well. You know, if somebody says something or does something, you know, if say it's the, you know, like I was on talking about the Snow White actress hating Snow White and like ripping on the 1937 original and so on and so forth and sort of mocking it. Look, you chose, that's the source material.
Yeah.
You don't, I mean, you're going to play Snow White, and she's catching a lot of backlash for that. You know, but, you know, when you do a movie of that size, the studio tells you what the messaging they want to be.
Yeah.
You don't just usually come up with it on your own, because if you do, and it isn't what the studio likes, they go, hey, listen, Terrence, we want to talk to you about the Snow White thing, because the stuff you're saying doesn't jive with what we're doing. Can we refine the message a little bit? And you work together and you do that. So I have to think that's what they want out there.
Yeah.
And that's shocking to me, because why do you hate your source material so much? And if you really want to create something brand new, just create a new character. Just do something new. Just go ahead.
Like they had a black mermaid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Little Mermaid.
A black mermaid. Man, that black ghetto mermaid.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see the black mermaid?
I saw that she was there, but I didn't see the show.
Mermaid is a white woman.
With red hair.
With red hair. A red hair white woman.
Well, Snow White.
They put dreads or some type of braided locks on the mermaid, made her black, and we, like, come on.
Seaweed.
I don't mean, listen, we are like, listen, white people love to swim. We all know a lot of black people do not fool with the water. A lot of black people can't swim. I can't swim. I can swim in, as long as I can walk, as long as I can stand on my own 2 feet in the water. If it's 4 feet or 5 feet, I'm good.
That's not swimming, though.
That's not.
I'm wading.
That's
wading.
Yeah, that's wading. That's wading. All right. Now, if it's too deep, I'm holding on. I am holding on to the, what you call it?
The edge rail, whatever.
To the edge rail.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they made literally a black mermaid.
Wow.
Black mermaid. And I didn't see one black child, not in my family, not in my friend's family, not in anybody's family, say, you know what? I want to swim like mermaid now.
I will say my little niece had a mermaid tail. Swam in the pool with a mermaid tail on, my little niece.
Yeah.
And she's, my goddaughter did the same thing. She's half black, half white.
Yeah.
That might work for her.
Yeah.
But my little niece, no, she's very white.
Yeah. Yeah, see?
She had a mermaid tail.
She had a mermaid tail?
Yep.
Exactly, yeah. So but like you said, why not just create another character?
That's it. If just do that, just make something new. It's like when they decided, okay, the new Superman's gay. His son is going to be gay.
Yeah. And
date a hacktivist or whatever. I was like, and this was like
a
20.
hacktivist?
Yeah, I was like, what is a hacktivist? It's a computer hacker who's an activist. I was like, well, A, that's illegal and whatever. But I mean, like, what are you doing? If it's a Julian Assange kind of a thing, you're putting out stuff. He didn't do the hacking. It was given to him and he put it out. Different. Anyhow, I was like, why not just create a new character? Yeah. Why not make? Because I said, you know, at the time, I said, I didn't think it was. They were like, oh, you don't like the fact that the character's gay. I don't care if the character's gay. I care less. It's the fact that, you know, you're trying to hit me with this, and that's the whole point of it. Yeah. It would have been, and I said, what would have been, what I think would have been brave. I didn't think it was brave to make the character gay in 2020 or whenever they did it. Yeah. I was like, if you'd have done it in 1994, then you're brave. And
1970.
Yeah, or do it, or have them, instead of fighting, you know, his hacktivist boyfriend, and fighting climate change and picketing, which is what they had him
Yeah.
doing. And go to those countries where it's illegal to be gay and fight there.
Right.
He's Superman. Or he's got the powers, or Superman's son. That's that. Now you're taking something on.
Yeah.
Now you're taking a real subject.
Or just create another. Just
Or
create
create a new
some
character.
But the thing is this: a lot of people today are not creative.
No, that's true.
They're not creative. Like I'm still thinking about the Black Mermaid. It just
Would she be a blurmaid?
make it right, like make it make sense. Nobody in the history of America has ever associated black people with swimming. I'm just saying. I mean, like, let's just be real.
Except
You know-
there was a gold medalist or a silver medalist, a male.
Who?
Silver, two Olympics ago. I forget his name,
What's
but he
his
was a
name?
hell of a swimmer. He was a great swimmer.
Where are you from?
I want to say Texas.
From Texas?
I want to say Texas.
Originally from?
Originally from Texas.
Oh.
Yeah. And he was a silver medalist. He was a great swimmer, and he had a whole big foundation. It was great. A lot of my black friends made a lot of jokes about it, but
Yeah.
But I mean, your point is well taken.
Yeah.
And you listen. I'm
Like,
Asian,
yeah.
and I will tell you, most Asian can't drive.
Right.
I would
That's
say there's
like
there's
you
the
playing
jokes,
Martin
though.
Luther King. Dean Cain starring in the new Martin Luther King movie
Could you imagine that?
as Martin Luther King.
But now it's a whole thing. Like if you're playing, like what is it? Bradley Cooper's playing a Jewish composer. I forget the name. Leonard Bernstein.
Yeah.
And they're all upset about that. Why wasn't it an actual Jewish person? I mean, like, whoa! Now if you're gonna play a military guy, do you have to have served in the military? I mean, it's getting out of control, and they need to stop that. But I agree that you create new characters. They're just trying to revive or reimagine. I hate that word now.
Yeah.
Because it's got a negative connotation to me. Oh, we're gonna reimagine policing. We're gonna reimagine Snow White.
Yeah.
We're gonna reimagine the Little Mermaid. Don't.
Yeah.
Create a new character. Just
I believe Disney apologized for not having more black characters back in the day. But whenever I would watch cartoons, I never thought to myself, "Oh, I really wish these characters were black." I never said that. I've never even thought that. Like it didn't matter. It was a lot of these cartoons. They were great cartoons. And I didn't care if the cartoon character was white or black. I didn't care if it was a mouse or a damn dog. I didn't
Right.
care. If it was a good cartoon, it was a good cartoon.
Well, you heard they tried to change Speedy Gonzalez's name for a minute, and then the Latin community was like, "Are you out of your mind? We love Speedy Gonzalez. Don't change him to something else."
Right.
It become this weird. It's that identity politics, and I hate it.
Yeah, but this is the thing too. If they were to change, let's say you had a cartoon or some character that was originally black. If you made that character white, people would flip out.
Yep.
People would flip out. They would say somebody will be counseled.
I mean, it's as crazy as this.
For doing
they
that.
would. I bet you they would take Aunt Jemima off the pancake mix.
They already did.
I know. I was just trying to set you up for the commercial.
I'll
set you up for the commercial.
Yeah, set me for the commercial. That's why I put my black face on the pancake box because they got rid of Aunt Jemima. But for real though, like, what was the point of that? What is the point of removing anybody from a food box, from an old cartoon? For what?
It's identity politics, man.
Are you losing sleep at night because of that? Who in the hell was losing sleep because Mermaid was white?
Not me.
Who?
Nobody. I don't know. Somebody must have at Disney because they made the decision. They made the decision to change it.
Damn Black Mermaid barbecuing and shit.
Was she barbecue?
Yeah, barbecue, eating
Under the
ribs,
sea?
and eating chicken wings and shit in the water. No, I'm playing. She wasn't eating chicken wings, but she might as well have been.
She
eating
could
chicken.
have.
She,
It wasn't seafood.
Yeah,
it wasn't
right.
any of her cousins or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of movies, are you working on anything new?
Oh gosh, yeah. I don't stop working because I don't just do one thing.
Yeah.
And I've never been that way. I mean, I write, produce, I direct. You name it, I do it. I work with outside companies. I've got two video game companies I'm working with.
Yeah.
I do work with Genesis Gold Group. I know you had a gentleman here from Noble Gold. Bless him. It's great right now, especially with the way this economy is and this administration. So I literally have like 15 different sources of income and things that I do. It's like you do. You diversify and you do a lot of things, because then all of a sudden you're on strike and you can't go make any movies. Well, fortunately, I'm making a lot of little independent movies that have these interim vouchers and waivers, so I can go do that. But I wouldn't want to be an actor sitting at home waiting for the phone to ring. I want to proactively create projects. I just created a graphic novel, which is so much fun, and we're getting through that. We'll deliver that in the end of the winter probably. I just keep extremely busy, but my hands are in, 15 different pots, and I love that. That's there's nothing you can't do, and the only way you can't be successful at it is to not try. So I'm trying a whole bunch of different things.
So what do you enjoy the most right now?
I enjoy my new house in Nevada right now.
Oh yeah, you did just move out of Los Angeles.
I left LA and I just got so sick of the politics. I got sick of I'm a police officer as well. I'm a reserve police officer in Pocatello, Idaho. I'm a deputy sheriff in Frederick County, Virginia. I love our law enforcement. I appreciate it. Not everybody's perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I've had negative law enforcement contact, and I hate it. It makes you very angry.
Yeah.
But there is recourse. Go and file a complaint, and that makes a big deal to the officers. But, I try to do so many different things. But here in California, the homelessness has gotten completely out of control. The lax border, the horribly lax crime policies, just you're literally encouraging people to steal under $950 for this. They're stealing way past that now. They're coming in and just mobs of people coming in, grabbing everything and running out. That kind of stuff. That
people are not afraid of the law anymore.
Because there's no consequences. Nobody's being held accountable. And that I blame on poor DAs like in Los Angeles, George Gascon. It's just absolutely terrible. Fortunately, in San Francisco, they got rid of that guy and brought in another person, but and she's doing a lot better. But the homelessness, I saw it. I was in San Francisco 2-3 months ago. I could not believe it. If you had a house or a business, people are out there in front of your business. You can't get people coming in. They're going to harass the clientele. They defecate on the street. There's needles. It's dangerous. It's insane, and it's everywhere. I couldn't believe it. I was 0.3 miles away from the place where I was going to work, and they asked me, "Would you like to walk or you want a car?" I was like, "Have you looked at the streets?" And they're like, "No, we came in from Florida." I go, "Car, please." And then that 0.3 mile car ride, I saw more drugs, more disgusting stuff on the street. This guy was just vomiting, and somebody in a very nice suit was walking by him like he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing, that's not compassionate. That's not compassionate at all. They're creating policies that encourage people to stay homeless, and they get paid. It's easy to be homeless. Come here. You get enough, they get free needles, you get free drugs, you get housing if you want it, you don't want it, you can sit in the street, there's no crime, open air drug markets. It's just horrible, and it's gotten to the place where that's why California lost a congressional seat. That's why they lost over 1 million people in the last few years. And it's terrible. And people are, if you can get out, if you have money, unfortunately I have money, I had the money to be able to afford to get out and get into Nevada. It's a 4-hour drive. I have to come to LA for something. I've done it a few times. It's nothing. But when I get back out to Nevada, I'm like, whew, okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm chill and I can relax. And it's horrible policies. And I blame Governor Newsom specifically. I think he's done a horrible job. And then he talks about, we want to import, California freedom, or export California freedom to the rest of the nation. Don't let that happen.
Well, why don't Dean Cain run for governor of California?
My buddy
Governor
Larry
Cain.
My buddy Larry Elder did. I love Larry. He's great, and obviously his podcast and his political activism has been out there for a long time. They were when he decided to run. They had been talking to me, asking me to run for governor. I listen. The Hollywood's an ugly business. Politics is even
dirty.
Worse. Oh my gosh,
dirty.
And I just aspire to help.
Yeah.
I want to do good for people, everyday people. I want everybody if I was the governor of California, I want California to be the most prosperous, accepting and wonderful place, but a place of law and order, a place, of opportunity. I would drop the corporate tax and the things that we tax everybody to death here in California. I mean, it's the most business unfriendly, or the second most business unfriendly environment. And they're talking about like taxing people for the amount of wealth you have. You've accumulated under this current tax code. You've won and done really well, and here's your tax worth now. Implementing a new tax, just a wealth tax, so they can create more programs and put more people dependent on it.
Buying people needles.
That's it. And
it's
they're buying votes.
It's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Now I've been to many places. I've seen homeless people all over America, but here in California, it's different here. I mean, like you said, people are boo booing.
Yeah, truth.
Boo boo. That's doo doo.
That's doo doo.
Doo doo
On the street, straight up.
on the street. Now listen, I live in Texas. Okay, I've seen a lot of homeless people. They not doo-dooing on the street. You know, they got a little bit of respect. You know, they might go in the bushes or something. But here, I mean, they just shitting on the streets,
Yelling at you.
If
you don't like it, they're gonna
shooting
yell at you.
using needles that was provided by the government,
By the taxpayer.
by the taxpayers.
Because government doesn't make any money.
Yeah, like what? Yeah,
They take our money.
Exactly, take our money, and then the government uses
Gives it
that
out.
money to buy needles,
and keep
so that
themselves in
people can
power.
continue to do cocaine, crack, or whatever they're
And depend
whatever
on
they're
the government.
doing, and depend on the government.
Yep.
I mean, I haven't seen anything like it. It's
a recipe for disaster.
and I don't understand why people in California are not fed up. Like more people are fed up.
They're getting there.
But not
yet.
But they not there yet, though.
They need to. I agree.
They need
with
to
you.
hurry up and get there.
I was trying to help, gin everybody up and pay attention to it and focus on the issue. But after voting here for my entire life, I finally just said, forget it. It's not worth it to me and my family anymore.
Yeah.
I'm out. And I could not be happier.
Yeah. I just, some people don't come to Texas. If you are a flaming hot liberal who don't really care for change, do not come to Texas.
What about Austin?
With that BS. Don't come to Austin either, because Austin is already infected with a bunch of dummies from California.
Yes, sir.
They are. I mean,
Yeah, we shipped some of our dummies over there.
yeah, take them back. Take them back. We will pay for the one way.
There we go.
We will pay for the one. We will pay for the one way.
Well, maybe we could send some of the U-Hauls back because Gavin
Yeah.
Newsom is like the U-Haul salesperson of the last 5 years.
Just running people out of the state.
Yeah, they literally, you can't get U-Hauls and take them anywhere else because they're all gone out of the state. I drove in from Las Vegas today. I bet you I could have gone to the U-Haul place and go, listen, you want me to drop one in Los Angeles? I'll just do it for free. Just you all pay for the gas and I'll just drive it for you.
They would've-
They
yeah.
probably been like, yes, sir, please
Yeah.
take it. We
Yeah.
need U-Hauls out there because
Yeah.
everybody's leaving.
Yeah. So you are a police officer.
Yes, sir.
How long you've been a cop?
7 years.
7 years. Are you on payroll?
No.
Okay.
I volunteer my time. I go through a lot of the
That's
same
amazing.
processes. I go through all the weapons qualifications and online things. I can do a lot of it online, which is great.
Yeah.
So you can sit there and go through and review the laws and things you have to go and know and then I want to keep it up for another. I mean, I'll do it for as long as I can.
Yeah.
Just because. If I know the officers that I serve with that I know, they're such great people, and if somebody's a little bit off, they're a little off. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody's great. He's great. This guy, not so much.
That guy's taking bribes.
Yeah, well, you're also just maybe they're too full of themselves,
Yeah.
or they don't deal with people in a kind way. My police chief walks in someplace. Everyone's like, "Hey, chief, how are you?" How are you?" He's very, very personable. My sheriff is like, he might as well be the mayor of the town because he comes in and they're like, "Oh, Lenny, hey, how are you?" He's like the favored son. And that's a wonderful relationship for law enforcement to have with the community. And I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
When I grew up, I was told, hey, if don't talk to strangers. Don't talk to strangers unless it's a police officer because they're there to help you.
Yeah.
So then you can trust your police officers. And now they're teaching the opposite. They're teaching people, defund the police, be afraid of the police. They're going to do this or that. No, they're not. They're wonderful people. By and large, 99% of them. Sometimes you'll get somebody who's over officious or being a jerk. In that case, I say, comply, complain, and you'll see a huge resolution and to your favor.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of things that I teach my son. I've taught him about how to get pulled over, what to do, where his hands should go, the way he should address the officers, always be polite, et cetera, et cetera. I run through it with him. I run it through with anybody I know's kids, my godkids, my niece, anybody, and say, this is how you do. And if you do that, they're going to treat you with respect and you're going to be fine.
Yes. Now, have you ever arrested anybody?
I have not arrested. I've been there for when arrests are happening, but
Yeah.
I haven't arrested. There's always more than with me. There's always going to be more officers than just
Right.
myself. I'm not going to be pulling you over. Terrence, Son, where you trying to get to? Right, you're in a big hurry.
Yeah.
You'd be like, Dean, what are you doing?
Dean,
like,
come on.
You call me Officer Cain. You'd be like, oh, it's like that. Okay.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Are you playing? No, I'm not playing.
I'm not playing. Let me see your
See,
license and registration, please.
I have respect for the police, the job, and I don't care if they are getting paid to do what they do.
Very little.
They signed up to do it.
Yes.
They still, at the end of the day, they signed up to protect and to serve and put their lives on the line, because there's no there's no number, it's not even worth it to put your life on the line. So the fact that they are even doing that is amazing.
They're
Some officers,
They're sheepdogs, man.
Yeah, some officers, I've heard so many stories. I've heard officers just, pulling somebody over. They walk up to the car and get shot and
Bang,
killed.
immediately.
So of course, they are going to probably, So of course, if an officer's walking up to your car,
Always nervous.
they're going to be nervous. Why
Always.
not? You would be nervous.
Yes, you'd be
Would you pull
terrified.
over and help somebody on the side of the road without being nervous? No.
Nope.
A lot of people just keep going.
Yeah, and they'll do it because sometimes somebody will be there on the side of the road waiting for someone to pull over to help them.
Yeah.
So they can roll them.
Exactly.
That's happened a ton, and it's hard. And you're a single officer doing that, rolling up, and that's awful. The best thing an officer can have, the best weapon they have, is a radio.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You can call for help, and that's the most important thing. But regular person. I've been in places where I've seen things happen, and I'm like, what do I do? Now, because I'm an officer, I kind of have an obligation to stop and do. I did it here in Hollywood. I stopped. The guy had a seizure in his car, and he was slamming against the middle thing, and there's a lot of traffic. Nobody was helping the guy. I saw him, seizing up and foaming at the mouth. I parked my truck in front of him, boxed him in. Wow. I got out of my vehicle. Turned off his vehicle. Tried to help him finish his seizure. An ER nurse coming the other way stopped, and so the traffic was going. And then he got combative and wanted to fight me. And we called 911, and he wants to fight me. He wants to run out in the middle of traffic. I had to stop him. We ended up on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm out there. I'm going to work. But I had to deal with this gentleman, and then finally the police got there. But it took like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm rolling around on the 405 with this young kid who must have been 26 years old and bigger than me, and trying to keep him down and not hurt him because he had seized up. And then they came and we put him on a gurney and put him in there and had to sedate him and all this stuff. But I had to do something. But do you want to be a vigilante? Do you want to help? Are you afraid to help? You want to be Daniel Penny on in New York City and be that Marine trying to do the right thing? And there was black guys, white guys, Mexican dudes. Everybody there was trying to help and do the same thing. But Daniel Penny goes down they're trying to get him for murder, which is crazy.
And they're going to get him on it.
I sure hope not, because there should be
It's sad, but it's ridiculous.
You stop good people from doing anything when somebody's clearly being a menace, and that's just that can't be right. It's gonna get ugly. That goes back to the Bernie. You're too young to remember Bernhard Goetz. He's a guy who just shot a bunch of people on the subway because he was sick of that sort of thing, and that was way before.
I don't know.
Giuliani. Yeah, you were because you're young, but that was a big deal back in like the 70s, 80s, and that was that's because people get fed up with it. And you don't want that to happen.
It's speaking of police. Listen, I've been pulled over so many times. It's almost embarrassing, but I share my story because I've been pulled over for speeding, driving like a bat out of hell. I've been pulled over for being a ghetto child. I was in high school. I had these big speakers in my car. It's doom, 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 doom. Officer pulled me over, give me an excessive noise ticket. I was my first time in Austin. I saw a homeless guy walking around drinking a beer. So I thought,
hey,
this is open. This is you can have open drinks out here. So so I went and got me one of those. I got me some type of beer from 7-Eleven, and I was walking around 6th Street drinking. The officer snatched my arm, like he grabbed my arm, took my can and slammed it on the ground. He said, "Come with me." I said, "What are you?" He said, "You are not supposed to be drinking out here."
And you're like, "But I saw this dude."
He took me over to his bike station because
bike,
they ride a lot of bikes out there.
So first of all, he's already
and you know what?
He's on the bike.
I didn't fight with the officer. I didn't say get off of me. I said what and I'm little too. He was a big officer. He's about probably 6'5". I mean, he grabbed my arm. He lifted me off my feet. Said, "Hey, put me down. Put me down now. Put me down, officer." But he gave me a ticket, and I had to do community service. You know, and I used to get a lot of tickets, but I started getting out of my tickets
By being respectful.
That's
because
it. When I was never like combative, but I would play stupid.
Sure.
Officer, why? You know why I put you over? My dumb ass. Nuh-uh, why? You know why I put you over? I'm like, no, I don't. Okay, you getting a ticket.
Now it's already yeah.
Now what I started doing, which I am following the law now, I am going the speed limit. You know, I am doing that now. But what I was doing, I've had a ticket in a long time. Officer pulled me over. Sir, do you know why I put you over? Yes. And you know what? I deserve a ticket because I was speeding. I wasn't even paying attention. I could have killed somebody. I said that to the officer. He didn't give me a ticket.
Of course not.
I do that every time. Yep, I know why you pulled me over. I said, you know what? I said, I know one thing. I wasn't paying attention before you pulled me over, so I could have done anything.
Anything, yep. But you know, and they think it's funny, and they're straightforward. They're like, okay, he's not going to fight with me.
Car, yeah.
They run you.
I'm like, you know, I think you need to give me a ticket because I need to learn my lesson. and once I started doing that, they never give me a ticket.
Yeah, well,
they never give me a ticket because I am respectful. I'm not playing stupid, acting dumb. And if there's something that I didn't think I did something, I just, you know, say, just give me my ticket, you know. And I'll fight it in court.
That's it. And they don't want to show up to court.
And that's
I'll tell you that. Officers don't like going to court.
You know, just comply.
Yes.
Just comply.
And don't die.
But the thing is people have a problem with authority.
Yes, they do.
You know,
and it's being encouraged now, unfortunately.
It's being encouraged.
Because we're dads. Yeah. Where are the dads?
These people are not just disrespecting police officers.
Oh, it's everybody.
They're disrespecting their teachers, their parents.
You see the fights? And so they're fighting teachers?
They're fighting people in public. They're being disrespectful to the waitress, to the waiter. People just don't have, I mean, people have just have no respect anymore.
When I see these crazy things going on the streets and these kids all running around, I go, where are the parents? Where's dad?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what would happen to me if I was out there doing that. My dad would have had that's probably size 9. It's not that big, but it had been all the way up the backside. And he would have, I mean, there was one time I came back home for doing something stupid, and we had a long driveway that sloped down, and he met me at the top of the driveway, and every second step, he kicked me in my ass.
Yeah.
And I flew up a little bit the entire time. And I deserved it. But I also knew I can't do that. And if you have I saw something the other day on there's a bunch of fights at this one school, and all the dads just said, screw this. And the dads started showing up at the school, like 6 dads.
I saw that.
Greatest thing in the world. Nobody's fighting. Now everybody knows dad's going to kick your ass. If you do that, they're all going to get you.
Because they started patrolling.
Yeah. You see 3 dads, 5 dads, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You're going to do what you should do, and, you know, that's just it. I mean, like, parents being involved. And a lot of it, and I'm a big proponent for fathers being, as a single father myself, and a person who got adopted at the age of 4, I know where I would have gone without my dad's influence. And I see my son, the mistakes he was going to make, and I've raised a very respectful young man. And so parenting is it all starts in the family. That's why things like, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement that was going on, you know, I played professional football. I don't have like a black friend. Like 70% of my friends are black.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know, what do you think of the BLM movement? I'm like, the movement, do Black Lives Matter? Yes. Is the movement a good movement? No, it sucks because there's a bunch of Marxists running around. One of the things they want to do is disband the family unit. I mean, like, what is that? That's where everything starts. And you have a good, solid family unit, and you have a mom and dad that care about you. You're not going to go be misbehaving and be disrespectful.
Right.
You're gonna follow rules. You're going to learn what responsibility is, and you're going to become a productive, respectful citizen who wants to help others.
Yeah, and some of those the founders who started Black Lives Matter and some of those activists, they got the nerves to preach Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King would not be putting up with y'all's bullshit.
Martin Luther King's on my Twitter bio thing. I have it up there.
Martin Luther King would not be rolling with y'all.
No. They wouldn't. You can't be buying.
Martin Luther King was a respectful man. Even when people slapped him, spit on him, he did not. That man stood up tall, and he did not fight. He did not. I mean, he was a respectful man. Now people are gonna say, "Oh, well, Terrence, he cheated on his wife." Well, shut the hell up. What you doing? What you doing behind closed doors? That's not the point.
That's not the point.
That's not the point.
It
you
isn't.
know, the point is that, you know, Martin Luther King was all about respect. He was all about treating others with respect, even if they did not
treat you with respect. Yes, sir.
You know, he was all about fatherhood and having two parents in one household. You know, that's
Makes
what it was
biggest
all
difference
about.
in the world.
Because you need family.
You need it 100%.
You need family.
You need a mom, you need a dad. You need the soft part of the mom. You need the dad, usually the disciplinarian. Sometimes it's flipped around. Whatever that dynamic is within that family, but having both parents is hugely important. I saw it, you know, when I played high school football. You know, I came from a great family, but my other friends go back home. Almost never was there a dad in the house.
Yeah.
It was mom or grandma raising them. And
Right.
I'm like, what's going on?
And you need a man in there.
Oh, you do, because somebody's got to keep you straight. I'm telling you, I would not be here. I would be someplace in an orange jumpsuit for some of the stupid things I was doing as a young man or wanted to do.
Yeah.
If I didn't have that strong hand from my father straightening me out. And I look at all the times where I was really going off the edge, and he was there.
Right.
And I remember him course correcting me. Sometimes it was with that size 9 in the butt.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's so important.
So did you ever want to be a thug when you were growing up?
Well,
Was
I
Dean
wasn't trying to be a
streets?
thug. I did a couple stupid things. I hung out with a couple guys that was really stupid.
Yeah.
I look back at it, I'm like, what was I thinking?
Yeah,
And I would smack my kid around for doing that now. But it's one of those things where, you know, my parents were having some trouble. They weren't paying as much attention to what I was doing. I could feel that leeway, so I was running around doing some stupid stuff and almost got into some real trouble. And I realized that. I was like, this isn't me. I'm not doing what I should be doing. And I got caught sort of doing that a little bit. Not even to the extent, Dad, I know you don't want to hear this, but he doesn't even know what I was doing. But he would have put that size 9 right back in my backside again. But I straightened that up.
Yeah.
You know, and sports kept me very busy and kept me very straightforward, and that was very important to me.
And you said you played professional sports, right?
Football, yeah.
Which-
But in high school, I ran track, I wrestled, I played football, I played baseball. I always had practice. Even in college, there would be like 3 days of this year where I didn't have practice. I ran track, I played football, and I captained the volleyball team in college. So it's always sports, and I loved sports. But it disciplines you and gives you someplace to focus and put that energy. And I needed to do that.
I was rolling dice in high school. Give me my money, sucker.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And look what happened to you. And look how you turned out.
Right. No, but you know, I was adopted too, but later on in life, in my teenage years. But you are right. But like once I got a father, a lot of things change. So you are right. Like people you need your mother and you need your father.
Too often.
And now, especially, I see, like I saw this female rapper talking about, she don't need, like rapping a song, basically bragging about not needing her baby daddy. Like, I ain't gonna never answer his call. Like, answer his damn call.
'Cause it's for
so
the
he
kid.
can talk to his kid.
That's it.
But somehow that's cool now.
That's-
They bragging about being single mothers. Like, want to be a single mother. You want to be a single mother? Are you stupid?
It's not about you. It's about the kid.
Exactly.
And that's not the best thing for the kid. Not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. I gave up my whole career. I stopped doing, I wouldn't do a series because I was fighting a custody battle for my son.
Yeah.
I was offered, I would have been the highest, if not the highest, one of the top highest paid actors in television for a show that ran for 6 years. Year 1 would have made me one of the highest paid actors. I don't want to tell you what year 6 would have been.
Yeah.
Crazy. But I turned it down because I would have had to move out of Los Angeles. So I would have had to fight a move-away case, and I was in a custody fight for my son because I wanted to be a present father because I knew how important it was for me. So I wasn't going to have him be raised without me in his life. And so my attorney said, I said, you're telling me I could either take this job in Vancouver or be a dad? And he's like, yeah.
Right.
I said, all right, I'm a dad. That's
You're going to be a dad. There's no money. There's no amount of money worth
Well, we were
leaving your child behind.
There was a lot of
child.
zeros in that too, and I mean, that way it's one of those things. You're like, that's life-changing money, but no way. You're right. I didn't mean to interrupt that. But
No. So yeah. Now some people would have been like, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah,
no. There are. It's sad, But there are people that's like
Yeah,
that.
they are. And
you
they will
know?
walk away from it in a
Yeah.
heartbeat, especially in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the rare, I think, the rare exception to that.
Yeah.
Because people are so driven by their own, what I want to do. It's all
Right.
for me. It's all for me. It's all for me. But no, you just created
What
this
about
life.
your kid? You probably got a kid. Denzel could be my daddy. I don't. I mean,
Nah, hey.
he bad.
Yeah. Bless you. He's a-
Denzel, did you choose that movie over me? You know.
Hey,
Yeah.
he's my favorite actor.
Yeah,
And I got
I love Denzel. I love Denzel because he always give God the glory.
Always.
Not just when there's an award.
All
you
the
know,
time.
I saw someone on the internet talking about that they noticed that when a lot of people in Hollywood receive an award, they always thank God. But they never thank God when they're doing just a random interview. They never thank God when they are not getting an award. But Denzel, he always speaks about God, always, always. So that's one thing that I do love about Denzel. Now, you brought up that you turned down a TV show that would have made you one of the highest paid actors. Now, I remember you, not from Superman, but I remember you from Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yes. Which made me very highly paid, by the way. Ripley's did. I made more money on Ripley's Believe It or Not than Superman.
Were you their first choice on there?
On Ripley's?
Yeah.
Yeah, my company made the show. I mean, I went from being
Oh.
a hired actor to producing the show and making the show and setting it up and having the tone and picking the days to shoot and the subject matter and all that sort of stuff. So that made a huge, huge difference. I would shoot an entire series, one entire year, one season of 22 episodes of Ripley's in 8 days. That's how long I would actually be up. A weekend here, 4 times.
Yeah.
4 weekends would be my entire time that I spent shooting that. I was making movies, doing other things. I would just come in, shoot the weekends here
Yeah.
and there, and that was it. And then I spent more time doing the voiceover stuff for a lot of
Yeah.
the things. But that show made me a ton more money, and my profit participation was much better.
Loan me $20.
So, I'll give you $20 right now. But the thing is funny about this, and I was saying earlier, is fame. So
Yeah.
fame is a weird thing. So, most people will look at me and they'll go, "Oh yeah, that's he played Superman. And that's what I know from." You know me from Ripley's, right?
Yeah.
So I just finished playing Superman. It was couple years later. And one of the reasons I took Ripley's as well was because my son was already born, and I wanted to spend time around him. I didn't want to be gone all the time, and
Right.
So, and it was here, so I could fit that in and not lose parental time. But I was used to everybody go, "Hey, Superman, Superman, Superman," whatever. And TNT or TBS it was on was based in Atlanta, and so I went out to Atlanta to go meet with him when I was going to get my bag, and some kid comes up and he's like, "Oh, hey, you're," and I was ready to hear the Superman thing. He goes, "You're the guy from Ripley's Believe It or Not," and I was like, whoa. 5 minutes that just changed. And there's people who don't know me, have ever seen me play Superman. My son's seen like 2 episodes. He's never seen any Ripley's. He doesn't know
He don't
anything.
know that Ripley's?
No, he someday he'll watch and be like, "Hey, Dad, that's pretty
Nah,
cool
you gotta
too."
sit him down and force him to watch
He'll
it.
he'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
He'll enjoy it because I love doing that show. It was
You
so
need
much
to
fun.
you need to bring Ripley's Believe It or Not back, because right now we are living in a
We're
Ripley's
living in
Believe
it.
It or Not. We are like literally
It's true. You're right.
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
I can't call it Ripley's. I'm going to call it like, "Do you believe it?" So I could be like just a little bit different.
Yeah,
and don't
do you
get
believe it or
sued.
not? Do you believe it? No, seriously.
It makes sense.
I mean, think about it. Look at what's going on right now. This is some if you would have thought if somebody told you, "Hey, Dean Cain, Terrence," this is how it's going to be in 2020. This is how it's going to be in 2022.
No
You'd
way.
be like, "Nah, I don't believe it.
Not a chance.
I don't believe it."
I would be on that. Don't believe it 100%.
The COVID stuff, the mask mandate.
What they're talking about bringing the mask mandate back.
Having a president in office who can't remember what day it is, what time it is, who
Where he
campaigned from
is.
his damn basement, and he became the most
Highest number of votes.
He became the most popular president of all times. That's some Ripley's Believe It or Not shit.
Yeah, it is. It's true. It's 100% true. And it would be really interesting if it wasn't so scary.
Right.
He'd be like, "Oh, yay, that's kind of funny. What a cool fact." He liked the strange and unusual. Robert Ripley did.
Yeah.
But I don't like this strange and unusual.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous for people. I'm telling you, there's going to be more of the Daniel Pennies out there. There's going to be a lot more vigilante stuff. It's going to get ugly. There needs to be a course correction. There needs to be a people standing for decency and respect, and we need to stop this divisiveness that's going on. And I hope someone is able to help bring this country together like that, because it's embarrassing. It's dangerous. And I don't like it for my son. I don't like it for my godkids. I don't like it for my niece. I don't like the way it's looking. And I'm hoping and praying someone helps bring it together. I keep trying in my own way, calling out the hypocrisy and stupid things, like even the fact that they're trying to do a new mask mandate.
Yeah,
that's insane.
I'm not putting on no damn mask.
I'm not doing it either.
I'm not wearing no mask.
No, now, but you know what happened before? You know, they would take away your business. I mean, I lived in Malibu at the time. They took and arrested a guy for paddleboarding by himself. No one else is in the water. For out there paddleboarding, in comes the lifeguards and the Coast Guard to arrest the guy for paddleboarding.
Ripley's, believe it or not.
But yeah, I don't believe it.
No,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
they filled skate parks in with sand and stuff like that. I mean, just stupid, it's crazy stuff. Fortunately, on Twitter, people are going, hey, remember when they told you to do it? Remember this? Don't forget this. Don't forget this. And now they are talking about it right now, bringing back the mask mandate, because there's been some other sort of variant of something. Ain't gonna happen.
People wearing a mask, going to a restaurant, you have to have your mask on until you sit down.
Then you take it. Really?
It's the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
And they are going to bring it back, and I heard it's going to be worse than it was.
I'm not doing it.
People, please do not comply.
Please.
They can't arrest us all.
Nope.
Just do not don't be the dummy who will comply. Do not comply, and
they arrest me, I'm going to make a very big stink about it, and I'll remind them of that every day for the rest of my life.
We don't know when Jesus is coming back, but if things don't change, Jesus, please come back.
You can be back here pretty soon. just come back here pretty soon.
I'm not really ready to go, but I'll be ready when you get here, though. Just
Yes, it's madness.
I'm not really ready to go.
I'm not ready to go yet either.
But at the same time, like Jesus, I mean, we need you.
We need some Jesus.
We need you. So Dean, is there any projects like that you have coming up that's really important that you want to tell people about?
So many. Do we have another hour? No. Okay. No, I have this brand new graphic novel called Dean Cain, All-American Lawman. Okay. That my buddy Gabe El Taib and myself, and Akion is the illustrator. He's phenomenal, and it's kind of a throwback. It's a graphic novel, about 100 pages or so, of just kind of like Romancing the Stone, early Indiana Jones kind of movie, that kind of stuff. And it's about right and wrong, and this guy, my character, Christopher Tanaka, because Tanaka is my given name. He is this guy fighting for right. And that's what he does. I have that project coming out. It's wonderful. Gabe El Taib used to be a writer for DC and an illustrator, colorist there, and he left with all the woke stuff. He's like, I've had it with that. So we're working together on that. That's wonderful. I have two video game companies that I'm working with. One of them is True Play. It's called True Play, TRUPLAY, and it's a Christian gaming platform. Christian-based gaming platform. And what's really unique, it's got great stories, sort of biblical stories, but are in fun video games, because kids love playing video games. They average like 7 hours a day on their devices. And as an officer, one of the things I know is if you give a kid an iPhone and let them go play in their room with that, predators are in there too. I mean, like Sound of Freedom that came out, predators are everywhere, and I work with the Internet Crimes Against Children divisions within the departments that I'm in. And there are predators everywhere, and they are in the bedrooms of your kids. Well, True Play, they can't be, because it's not multimedia online. It's closed. It's a closed network. You're in there playing these games, learning these sort of biblical lessons and stories, but you don't realize that's what it is. You're just watching this really cool cartoon or this thing you're playing, and you go through things and learn stuff, and it's a wonderful thing. So a parent can go, okay, they're doing that. I know they're safe. There's nobody going to get to them. That's True Play Games, which is great. I'm working with another company called Ink Games that is one of those places. It's a thing where you can actually win real life prizes by playing the game and doing stuff, and I donated a couple prizes in there. One of them is a 10-minute phone call where or
that's
a Zoom
amazing,
call,
yeah.
which is cool. You talk to somebody, and obviously they got to want to be a fan in order to get that. I don't want somebody who doesn't like me,
Yeah.
but I'll do it anyway. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's some memorabilia, and a lot of people do. There's a lot of real life. There's concerts and things like that. It's a really cool, fun game because I love the gaming space because my son is a gamer and he graduated from High Point University in North Carolina. He just finished in May. He's a video game design major, so I like to be involved with him too, and it's
Yeah.
really I enjoy it. Heck, they make more money now in gaming than in film and television, man. It's crazy because everybody games, but you got to be careful with your kids when they're gaming because even if they're on the Xbox and they're in those chat rooms playing games and stuff, the stuff. I mean, if people get mad at the way people speak, sort of online or whatever, you got to hear what these guys say in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And all. I mean, like I want to catch I want to get some size 12s up some bucks.
Yeah.
Sorry I said the word, but
Yeah.
it's crazy. And you go, where? If your parents heard you speak like that, man,
Yeah.
no way. No way. So I made sure I played games with my son. So I'm doing that stuff. I work with Genesis Gold Group, which is Genesis Bible, obviously. So they're sort of Bible linked, and they're really respectful and wonderful. And that's gone very, very well. You look at the economy now. You look at the way we're printing money and the stuff we're doing. My sister, I created an IRA for her way back in the day, 25 years ago,
Yeah.
and it grew pretty well. Well, she goes for the first time. It was a couple of years ago. She goes, for the first time ever, I'm watching it go down. And I said, sis, you got to get out of that, convert that into gold and silver, and she's doing it finally, and it's a huge hedge against that. I see that stuff, when Joe Biden's out saying, I told you I wouldn't raise income tax on a single person making under $400,000 a year. Well, inflation is a tax on everybody.
Right.
When everything gets more expensive, you just I have $1 now. You just printed $1 trillion. My dollar's worth less now.
Yeah.
So you're taxing everybody. That kind of stuff makes it crazy. So I just don't like what the government's doing with that. So I'm trying to find, I got real estate investments. I got a house overseas as well. I'm just very careful and I think you have to be careful with your money in this market.
Yeah, you most definitely do. My only problem is I didn't hear you say you and I are working on a project together.
Not yet. Not yet. We're right here. We're here right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Dean, I appreciate you for coming on.
Anytime.
I love you, brother.
100% right back at you.
Man, I wish you the best.
Thank you. Done.
Thank you.
Anytime. You want to bring it back, I'll come back.
Awesome.
I'll fly back, though. It's a long drive.
Yeah, no 4-hour drive. Oh, you want to do a photo here? Yeah. Okay.
I can't see. Oh, there he is.